Hi, I'm Astrologer Penny Dix. Welcome to my in-depth look at this month's partial full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. For some parts of the planets, it's on the 17th, and in other parts of the planet, it is on the 18th. And it's Pisces, which means, of course, the sun is in Virgo. And this is a powerful eclipse. The following eclipse, because we've got this kind of little eclipse season, the following eclipse will be the new moon solar eclipse in Libra, and that's in October at the beginning. But you know, this full moon lunar eclipse is really, I think, quite hopeful, quite positive. So I tell you what we'll do, we'll get the chart up straight away and we'll have a look and see what we think. So, Jerry, the chart. There we go. It should be over my left shoulder. So, okay, so the moon for this event is in the it's actually in the 9th house. It's in the 9th house at 25 degrees and 9 minutes. But the actual eclipse happens in the 8th house. So it slips back into the 8th house for the eclipse. And that happens at 25 degrees and 47 minutes. Let me explain. So first of all, just let me explain what happens with a lunar eclipse and a partial lunar eclipse. So eclipses happen when we have a full moon. And with a lunar eclipse, it means that the Earth is passing between the moon and the sun. So the Earth is in here, the moon is here, and the sun is here. And with a partial lunar eclipse, it means the Earth is just down a bit, so that there's still going to be part of the moon that will have light shining on it. So we will see a partial full moon. And I'm not sure actually how long this one lasts for, but lunar eclipses usually last a lot longer than solar eclipses. So let's think about the energy for this, because it's Pisces. And the moon at 25 degrees is conjunct Neptune. And it's also very widely conjunct Saturn. But it's a 10-degree difference. So, but it does bring Saturn in. And Saturn, of course, is retrograde in Pisces. Let's think about the Pisces energy first, because it's the 12th sign of the zodiac. It is spiritual. It is about our inner world, our psyche. It's about sometimes feeling restricted. It's about sometimes wanting to escape using substances that can help us escape, like alcohol, drugs, all that kind of thing. Sex addiction, that can be something. So Pisces is known as a sign of addiction, which is quite interesting. And so, because Pisces has no boundaries. And I think life can be quite tough for the Pisces native. I think as they grow older and get used to this kind of flexible, mutable energy. Oh, I haven't done my Pisces oceans of emotions, my lovely, flexible, mutable Pisces energies. But it can be very intuitive and really have an ability to connect with these higher frequencies, and it can see the bigger picture. Sometimes its sense of psychic awareness is so keen that it kind of takes it out of this world. And that can be quite difficult for Pisces natives. Now, this full moon partial lunar eclipse, because it is conjunct Neptune, which rules Pisces, it's like giving it a double whammy. It's got a double injection of Pisces energy, because Neptune is really about everything I've just talked about. It's psychic, it can be about addictions, it can be about the imagination, it can be about not seeing things clearly, it can be really having trouble with illusions, delusions, confusion about everything and anything. It can be deception even. And so the moon, which can be the people, in this 12th sign of the zodiac, just as we are leaving the age of Pisces to move into the age of Aquarius, it's like we're at the last chance saloon. And Saturn is trying desperately to give some form and structure to our beliefs, our ideas, our fantasies, and our dreams. So that's what's behind this kind of energy. So let's think about it, because obviously for us to have a full moon, we have to have the sun, you'll see on the chart, obviously, down there in Virgo, in opposition to the moon and Neptune. And the sun in Virgo, as I've said and been talking about the sun over the last few weeks, is kind of, it can bring out the cleaner in us. So it can make us want to clean up and tidy up and throw out rubbish and do the cupboards and get rid of clutter and, oh, let's clear out the garage. That could be another manifestation of this energy. And also, of course, Virgo is about being caring, being serving others, giving to charity. And it can be about our health. So in some ways, this energy could be quite stressful on our psychological and mental health, because I think it's going to bring everything emotionally that we've been feeling or going through over the last few weeks to the surface, to a kind of crunch point or climax. Now remember, the energy of eclipses lasts for quite a long time, and this will last for several months. So it may be that what I talk about today doesn't necessarily happen around the date of the full moon, but may happen much later on. But if you get that sudden breakthrough and clarity, because Uranus is sextiling the full moon. Uranus retrograde in Taurus is about the unexpected, shocks, surprises, freedom of speech, rebellion. So there could be some kind of breakthrough. It's a sextile, it's great. And then in turn, retrograde Pluto at the anaretic degree of Capricorn is also sextiling the moon. And this is where it gets even more exciting, because both Uranus and Pluto are trining the sun. So we have what is known as, if you can see amongst the jumble of all the lines up there, the aspects, we have a grand trine, but actually it's more than a grand Earth trine. It's a kite formation because of those sextiles going up to the full moon. So we've got this grand trine, this grand Earth trine, giving form and grounding and roots to the dreams and ideas that one wants to manifest through the Pisces energy. And I think some of that can be to do with relationship, because Venus in Libra is still trining Jupiter. The trine was exact on Sunday the 15th, and Jupiter is in Gemini, all about communication, and Jupiter is actually squaring this full moon and squaring the sun. So it's actually making a T-square to the moon and the sun. So there is some conflicting energy, but my sense is that the Kite formation helps lift us up above the rumination that can happen while Mercury is in Virgo. Even though Mercury rules Virgo, along with Chiron, Mercury, it's a communication planet, and it rules Gemini, and it's squaring Jupiter in Gemini, which it also rules. So we are going to get this propensity towards overthinking, over-looking at, over-scrutinizing. And it feels as if it's a bit like this lunar eclipse is like where we have this boil that is getting riper and riper, if you like, and it just needs that surgical knife to come in and make the cut so that the poison, the pus can come out, whatever needs to be said, whatever needs to be aired. This could be on the world stage. This could be some good hard talk between world leaders. I mean, for goodness sake, what are we doing talking about nukes, Mr. Putin? I mean, let's just cool it. Let's all behave. Let's not put money in the pockets of industries that really make a lot of money out of war. Hopefully I have said that in a way that will not alert YouTube to what I'm saying, if you get my meaning. Mars, interestingly, our planet of energy, action, war, assertion, aggression, is actually making a T-square to both the nodes. The North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra. Remember, the South Node is what we bring in. This is bringing in a need for discussion that is fair. This is about war. Is this war in your personal lives? Is this war on the world stage? We are so close to just that tipping point, and we really need to send out the positive energies and the peace vibes and the energy of inspiring and inviting people to see common sense and to stand back. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every soldier laid down his arms, whatever side he's on, whichever religion he follows or is fighting for, whatever cause he is fighting for, but just kind of thought for a moment, why am I killing people? Why don't I just lay down my arms? Why don't we all just lay down our arms? Wouldn't that be wonderful? You know, there's energy here that if this video goes viral on YouTube and enough of the people in the armed forces of all denominations got to listen to it and watch it, hey guys, stop it. Stop killing people. Stop killing children. Just stop it. We're being manipulated. Stop it. So Mars also making this aspect of the North Node in Aries is, of course, the sign it rules. So this is about where we go from here. And we are at a critical kind of turning point on the world stage, I feel. And I do feel that the effect of this kite energy in this chart is trying to lift us up into the air, because we've got a lot of water, fire and earth, and we've got, okay, Jupiter and Venus in their trine bringing in some air, okay, but we need the air because that is where the thought, the ideas, the inspiration can come in for alternative solutions to disputes. You know, on one level, it's really tough, but, you know, I want to say people need to grow up. We are being run by children in kindergarten. We are being, manipulated by egos and, my word that caused a bit of controversy in the week, narcissism. We are being controlled by governments that gaslight their people and don't tell the truth. Do you want this to continue? Because I don't. I want peace. I want peace and harmony and bliss. So let's just look at the other aspect that I've not quite touched on yet, which is the spiritual connection that we can all aspire to through this wonderful Pisces full moon conjunct Neptune, which can help us awaken more if we're already partially awake. If we're awake, awaken even more. Wouldn't that be cool? It'll be a good time, I think, when the eclipse happens in your part of the planet, to just pause for a minute. Think of the numinosity, the luminosity of the universe, of life, of the planets, of the cosmos. And we are down here on this earth, squabbling and fighting and trashing the place. We just need to grow up. Maybe, just maybe, when Neptune and Saturn finally take up residence in Aries, fully in 2026, which Aries being the first sign of the zodiac is like beginning again, new beginnings, starting again, starting from scratch. Maybe we can wipe the slate clean and start again in many ways, whether it's on a personal level or on the world stage. So that's my take on this full moon lunar eclipse. I hope you can all take something from it for your personal lives. And if you do know what your rising sign is, so that you know which part of the chart this eclipse is falling in, just to sort of remind you that if we look at the chart, the full moon is in the 9th house. The 9th house is all about higher education, travel, teaching, truth, okay? And just to run round the houses quickly to remind you what each one is. The first house is about me, the self, how I come across to you. The second house is our finance and our economics and our self-worth. The third house is about communication and the local neighborhood. The fourth house, home and family. The fifth house is about creativity, entertainment, love affairs. The sixth house, daily routine. It's also about service to others, pets, small animals. The seventh house, significant relationships. The eighth house, transformation, beginnings, endings, joint finances, other people's money. The ninth house I've just told you. The 10th house, your career, your passion, being seen out there on the world stage, how you come across to the planet. The 11th house, the collective, the community at large, ideas, dreams, technology, interstellar travel. And the 12th house is all about the spiritual side of our natures, our psyche, our psychology. It can be about feeling a little bit trapped and imprisoned, but often, you know, we are the jailer and we have the key to our own prison. So if you know your rising sign, just count round to see where Pisces is, because that is where you will find the life area that will be mostly affected. The chart up here is for London. So this chart is telling us that how it's going to affect London is more in overseas matters and about travel. There will be things coming up. It wouldn't surprise me if, there was a sort of a strike, bus strike or train strike or some sort of strike, so that could be that kind of sort of manifestation. So at this point, the wonderful Jerry will make the chart magically disappear. Listen, guys, thank you for joining me for my deep dive into this month's partial lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces. And remember, if you do want a reading, I don't have very many slots available during the week because I just like to make sure that if you do book me, you get the best of me. So I don't cram lots of clients in. And also, I love making the videos, so I like lots of time to do that. But please remember to like, comment, and please subscribe. And let's build the channel. Let's get it built a bit more. It's been kind of plateauing. Let's get those numbers up. And continue to join me for the Astro Bites every morning. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.